Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoyed these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. And keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy.
All right, folks, here we are on Tuesday, November 12th. We're going to take a look at Workhorse today. So I had a slew of messages, for my little channel at least, asking me to take a look at Workhorse because it's had these catalysts that have come up the last few days, and we've seen some boom, boom, booms going on, and folks got sort of very curious very quickly. And I had Workhorse on my list anyway, so I came in, took a look at the chart. A lot of the levels that we've had on here for many, many months, maybe years, those are the ones that you're seeing right here in blue. They are still very relevant, but we can chart ourselves a little bit of an additional course as things have an opportunity to continue to push. So if we continue to push some additional levels that I think will be pretty critical, 165. We don't have a ton to go off of here, but we'll use what we have. See how that looks. I feel good about that. 191. What's this guy looking like? That's okay. What if we get this one here? Yeah, I like that better. 212. And certainly a big level here, but that's quite far away. 302. So basically that psychological $3 level. And then, yeah, the price action gets really thin in here. But we can pop a couple of things on the chart there. 225 and let's say 266. And we'll start with these levels and kind of work on it, if things continue to push or even if they continue to pull back. So 144 is where it ended the day, not moving a ton in the after hours. So we see this 140 level that we had on the chart previously. Below that, we have all the way down to basically 117. As you see, fractions of pennies there, but we can put another level right there, which is seems really close in, but a 10% drop, a 10 cent or a 6 cent. 6 cent drop, even for this, situation is quite a big percentage change. So we'll leave that on there. And then certainly there's this level here, 108. So let's do that. And then if it gets really tight in toward $1 again, if it does drop, we can sort of clean it up and put in some additional levels. But if it does continue to move upward, continuing strength over that 140 level, we'll be looking for 165. And then, like we said there, that 192 and then that 212. But of course, if it's able to get there, that approach toward 2 and holding over 2, I would expect between this 191, so it's about 10 cents below and about 10 cents above, give or take a little bit there. It's sort of a zone. I'm sure that will be quite a hot zone. Actually, it dipped into there today at 194 and got soundly pushed back pretty hard. But I mean, even with that amount of pushback, it still ended the day up 21%. So my view is a little bit odd here, and I'm not quite sure why. So I'm hoping that this is looking okay on your end, which is what's sort of making me a little bit herky-jerky on the delivery here. But EMAs, they are turning bullish. So, okay, just by a hair, everything is in a bullish formation at the moment. You see here the EMA 8 is up at $1 and a fraction, and EMA 21 at 88, EMA 34 at 86.87. We do have this all important, if it's able to get up here, this 183 EMA, which, if it's going to have long term, this is, if these catalysts that have already taken place, plus I think it would take some additional catalysts, even if those catalysts aren't necessarily strong fundamental or sort of earth-shattering news developments, right, or financial developments, even if it's the catalyst of just tremendous retail and meme strength, that may do it. But if it does get in contact with this 183 EMA, and it likely won't be where it is right now, right, 323, these are dynamic, so these will shift as the price changes. I would imagine that would be quite a battle to get some support through that 183 and confirm it. And if it's able to do that, then maybe you get something that actually looks like trend reversal. I always have this question, these stocks, and I think people hate it when I say this, but if you look, if you zoom out and scroll left and just look at the trajectory of Workhorse that got us to where we are today, the question I always have is, what does trend reversal even mean at this level, right? Like, what's a reversal look like? Like, if we can get back up here, is that a reversal? Down here, what are we even talking about? Because the long-term view looks like this. So that's a question that you're gonna have to answer for yourself and figure it out for your own sort of trading specifications and what you're trying to get out of it, how long you're willing to sort of invest or hold for or swing or whatever. But that's something that I would certainly keep an eye on if it's able to get there. I mean, it's a long way off at this point. So in the meantime, I would be strongly watching these levels. Now, if we zoom in here on the, say, 10 minutes for intraday, you can see how, if you had these levels on the chart, and even if you're sort of playing intraday or watching intraday, you can see how it would have played right off of these levels, right? It came in developing over that 134, pushed through this 140, reconfirmed off the 134, and then started just marching toward 165. Made a strong attempt to take that 191, right? But on this sort of reattempt here, on this candle, just fell short. And then it couldn't hold, right? This candle here tried to hold that 165, and it couldn't. And then it sort of convalesced down here along this 140 level. So those levels playing out, looking really nice if you zoom in on the intraday. So that's why I like to chart them on the daily and then use them for the intraday. When it gets into zones like this, that's when the action gets so thin. But we could put some additional levels. I could even toss one in here right now because there's some obvious ones. So we'll toss that one on there. I didn't put that on because it's 150. That just happened to be where it was. We could put, what was that guy looking? Yep, I do that. 175. Okay, again, not because it's 175. I was looking at the candles. All right, over here on the think or swim side of things. So this is really hard to look at. I get that, but I'll make sense of it in a moment. So you see this very thin channel because it's spending a lot of time in sort of either slow bleed or compression, right? And especially very recent, gone through a long, lengthy compression. So it has this very narrow channel, which you can't even see, right? It's so compressed, and the price is so just sort of sticking to this compression level that it's you can't even decipher it in here. However, the utility here is the ATR levels that we can see, and we can actually see them because the price is so compressed, nice and clear. So it's coming in right now. It's just starting to sort of build some price action up over that base ATR level for the month of November. So these levels hold for the entire calendar month of November. The call trigger right now is situated at 449, and that has a +1 ATR. I know this sounds crazy. This has a +1 ATR if it were to max it out of 1660. It does have a stop along the way here at 1058. So, I mean, any of those are like wild gains from where it is now, right? So the ATR levels are quite immaculately stretched out, spaced out, even though the channel is very compressed. But we do see here on the phase oscillator pushing through the bullish phase at the moment, getting relatively high, a bit over 100. But again, just because it's getting high on the oscillator doesn't mean that folks can't continue to buy in and push it higher. Similarly, just because it's very low on the oscillator doesn't mean that people have to start buying and stabilize or push up the price. So just sort of keep that in mind. So ATR levels are here for the halving. This is something that to me is sort of a nice to have, given the specific setup of Workhorse. But, if I'm really, really tracking this consistently, I would stick here until these ATR levels, because they are so far off of where the current price is. I would, sort of place my attention on these levels at the moment, probably even more so than the EMAs, because to me, I would just feel that I'm getting a much better read off of the EMAs as they are just sort of unraveling as well. But the levels, as we saw when we zoomed in, do hold up quite well on either the daily or the intraday if we do zoom in. Well, good luck if you play this one. I don't believe I have any Workhorse holdings anymore at the moment. If I did, it would be something that I had long ago, but that seems unlikely to me. Something that, like, I'm not even recalling off the top of my head. But and I'm not going to jump in at the moment, being that it just sort of shot up yesterday over 50% and then grabbed another 21% today. But I'm interested. I'm interested to see what happens, how long lasting this could be, and where it could go. So I might sort of sit this one out and let other people enjoy their gains and whatnot. But, just be cautious. These sort of wild swings can fall apart really quickly if, whatever the reason is that swung it high sort of evaporates or just loses steam, if you will. In any case, I hope your trading week is off to a good start. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.